Welcome. Welcome to the podcast Following Spirit Without Hesitation, Journeys into Deepening Trust, or Stories from Journeys into Deepening Trust. And I'm Tanya. And with me today is Elinor Eklöf. Welcome, Elinor.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's good to see you. So, I know Elinor. It must be nearly 3 years ago now, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I put out a call for someone to come and help me look after my dog, to dog sit and house sit while I was going on a call to the Appalachians. And I was going on a retreat there. And Eleanor answered through a mutual friend, and we agreed. I think originally it was for a couple of weeks, and then a week before I left, I had some extra funding arrive, and so I was, looking to extend my tour, and Eleanor was really open to that, and that really surprised and delighted me, and and through that time, through that connection that we had at the before I left and when I came back, and obviously talking while I was away, some of Eleanor's stories came up, so I knew that she was a woman after my own heart with following spirit, but has been doing it for a lot longer than I have, and so has got lots of stories to tell about her adventures. So the first thing that I would like to ask, that I ask everybody, is what does following spirit mean for you? What does that, hearing that call, or that process, what is that like for you, Eleanor?
Oh, that is to follow my heart the best I can. But also for me, it is a strong connection to the spirit world. And the nature is very important in this because when I am in nature, I connect easier to the spirit world. And to live in truth, really live in truth, which can sound simple, but it is actually difficult. And yeah, I have had a connection with the spirit world all my life. And actually, in some places, when I have wanted to do something and I knew I shouldn't do it, they actually have stopped me. It is like a wall have coming in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, is to follow. I say it is like a voice in my head. I get directions for what I have to do. And if I have problems, I connect to the spirit world and ask them, what should I do now? So I am very connected to the spirit world, and that is spirituality for me. And also my mission, they calling me for to do different things. And if I say no, which I do a lot of times, mostly because of money, because I have to travel, my body get hurt. I get really big problems with my body
Mm.
until I say, okay, I will go, give me the money, and I do whatever you want me to do. And I always get the money, always. So for me, spirit is actually, well, it is actually to have connection with the spirit world.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, in different ways. And it's amazing when we open ourselves to that flow, how that can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I have been like a normal person once. With normal person, I mean a person that tried to fit in the system, be what everybody else wants you to be. And I was in that in a long time. And I have thought about it sometimes because today I am totally different. Totally. I rather be with the spirit world than with human beings today, honestly. Then I have some friends that are on the same path, and that works.
Yeah. And what I didn't say in the when I introduced you is that we recently traveled in Egypt together, and I think that was new for both of us, wasn't it? We neither of us had done this kind of work with someone else or that kind of travel, and we had a really
Yeah,
good time.
yeah. Actually, I travel around and do energy work, but I have done it with one person before, just a little bit. But this was kind of higher level,
Yeah.
so to speak. I mean, Egypt is higher level in itself.
Yeah. So you have quite a specific guidance around the kind of energy work you do with the earth. Would you like to talk a bit about that?
Yes, I can do that. I have found out that my mission here is to open some spots around the world where the feminine energy is really processed in the earth.
Mhm.
Um, and I loosen these heavy energies that is in that places and turn them to lighter energies that go around the world and help people.
Beautiful.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
We call that grid work now, but I mean, when you started doing that, there wasn't a name for it. That was just your understanding of that. So I know
yeah.
you've got lots of stories, Elena. Would you like to share some of your stories of following spirit and how things unfolded for you?
Well, yes, I can tell a story from North America.
Okay.
I was there, it was in the beginning of 2000. I was to North America several of times. Had to go there for some reason. I didn't know. I thought that I should meet my mentor or something there. Because I did mostly go to Native American reservations
Hmm.
when I did travel. And I was with my son, and we had been to the Navajo reservation and volunteering up on Black Mesa in Arizona. But in this case, we were in Maine because we were on our way home. And it was 2 days until we should go. But suddenly, when I did sit and drinking coffee, I did get in my head, you have to go home to Sweden today. And I said, I can't, as usual, because I didn't see how it would work. Uh, and they said again, but you have to go. But I can't. I don't have any money on my account because I had money in Sweden, cash, that I have saved, so I should have when I came home, because then I had my next uh, salary to
Yeah.
come, so to speak. So it was just a couple of days. So I said, I can't go because I don't have the money, because if you go early, you have to pay some for to change the ticket. And also, I didn't want to go to the airport with my son if I couldn't get on the plane. To be in the airport in North America, it's not so good,
Hmm.
I believe. So it was like this. But this is the thing, when I get this message from the spirit world, I started directly to feel my body crumbling. It is like it starts in my shoulders and my neck, and I get tense and I get hurt. It's really bad. So, okay, I said, I will go then. And it was actually difficult to do this because I didn't know how it would turn out. And it was 2 days before our flight. So we did go to the airport and I was in the line for to change the ticket. And I thought, my God, I know I don't have any money on my account. What is going to happening? Nervous, tense. And then it was my turn. And I said, I need to change this ticket. I have to go home today. And she did her work and said, okay, can I have your card? Yes, you can have card. And I thought, my God, this is terrible. It's terrible to give her my card because I know there is no money. But she take it and she did her work again. And she looked at me, oh, it didn't go through. What? And I thought, where is this coming from? You have to you have to try it again. It must work. So she did it again. And I don't know, it did go through.
Wow.
It did go through. And I was like, my God, how could this be? I know there is not any money in the account. Anyway, then when you have done that, you go to another room and you sit and wait again until they call for you and say if you can go or not, because it depends on a lot of different things. I really don't understand how it works. And they called for people and they did walk out and then they called for me and I thought, okay, now they will tell me that, okay, it's sorry, it doesn't work out. But instead she said, well, you are going first class. What? You are going first class. Wow, my mind, it was really spinning. And so we did travel first class home.
Amazing.
And I don't drink alcohol. I don't do that. But when I was in this chair and they came with a drink, I said to Matthias, I'm going to take a sip for to celebrate today. That's it. So yeah, it was amazing. We came home, and during the travel, I wonder why did I have to go home this early? And the day after we arrived to Sweden, I saw somewhere a notice that it had been a big storm.
Ah,
A
okay.
big storm. So if I didn't go when they told me, I wouldn't have been able to come home.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
it is.
It's you. Yeah. I mean, we. That's. Sorry, I've got my my family of wasps, and I've got Pippa here, and I've got the wasps coming in, telling me that they want some more food.
Yeah,
Um. So, but the wasps are bringing in some good feminine energy there, I think.
yeah,
Um. Yeah, it's amazing because we just don't know. The spirit has this bigger picture and can see things that we can't see, and that trust becomes so important, doesn't it?
exactly. Sometimes it's difficult. In this situation, it was difficult, but I did it. Somewhere in myself, I know I have to do it. And then I can be nervous and, oh, will this work out? And things like that. But it always does.
Mm,
Always.
it's amazing. I remember like when you came to I'm sorry if I'm being distracted by the wasps. When you came, you drummed for me before I left. And
Yeah.
when I went to walk Pippa's my dog, um, this owl came and hovered over me. When I went out for that walk, I was remembering that, before we met
Yeah.
up. And it was like, and that's so special because, owl again is such a powerful feminine energy as well, or the
Yeah.
night owl as they're sometimes called. But I remember being in the airport, waiting to get on my flight, and there was this confusion on the board. It didn't come up on the board, and it was just Inverness Airport. It's a small airport. And then I found that I was too late to get onto my flight. And because it had been delayed and then it wasn't delayed and all of that. And there was a lot of carry on over that. They wouldn't let me on. And I tried to find an alternative way to sort of pick up my flights, and I couldn't. And I just said to Spirit, look, if I'm supposed to be there, sort this out and get me on that flight. And the next minute somebody called, is Tanya Mackenzie, Mackenzie is my my legal name, in the airport, because we're waiting for her to get on the flight. And boom, there I was, suddenly
Yeah.
within 5 minutes rushed through and I was
Yeah.
on that flight. And that energy and that alignment, and of course having, I think when we have support of other people in the community, other sisters and brothers too, of course, it just makes so much difference,
It does.
to
Yeah.
to our journeys.
Yeah.
Okay,
And can I say something?
of course.
Because this is the thing, you asked them for help when you was there. And some people have difficult to understand that the spirit world is always with us, always. And some people don't think about it, that they are. They believe that they only coming when we do something special, but we are always in connection with the spirit world. And this is kind of important to get it out, for me, to tell people we have always connection with the spirit world. It never goes away from us. It's us that turn away from them when we have trouble in our life or in our mind. Then we turn away from them.
Yeah,
So, like you did, you asked them to help you.
yeah.
And
and
that
and
is the thing.
that is, yeah, exactly. I think it is so important that we remember to ask, and when we ask, we're supported, and we are helped, and that is key,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Because the universe or the spirit works on that principle of non-interference. And fair enough, in emergencies, and like you say, with that sense of you having that wall up in front of you and not being able to do things at times, that there will be diversions. But essentially it's that asking and our alignment with spirit, and as we deepen in that trust, it would you say it gets easier, Eleanor?
I don't know if I can. I mean, you are better in English than me. Well, it is that it is actually about that just trust and connect to the spirit world all the time, be in it all the time.
Mm,
We don't need to step out of it. Some people make it more difficult than we need to do. I am a very simple person and I do simple things. And the more simple things I do, the more I connect to the spirit world because I don't make trouble in my head.
that's alignment. Yeah, yeah, it's about getting out of the way, and allowing spirit to come through.
Yeah,
And very often we're taught that if we're doing healing work, we're taught, we open up space, or we're in ceremony, and we get out of the way. But to be able to do that in our everyday life, in every moment, that's that that's kind of another step, isn't it?
It is. And there is where we need to be, I think. I know that people do ceremonies and open up and blah, blah. I don't do that because I know that they are with me. They will help me. I just say, ask them if they can help me. Then I do my work.
And
That
it
is
is that
simple.
simple. Yeah, exactly. It's simple. So, I know you have more stories to share, Eleanor. What would you like to talk about, share next?
Oh, I don't know. I have a thing that happened when I was in Peru. I really don't remember the whole story anymore, but it was terrible anyway.
Mhm.
And I was in Peru 2016 for 6 months and did energy works in the ruins in different places because there's the feminine energy is really possessed really hard, really, really hard.
Mhm.
So I was there and I did my work. And then I was going home. So I should leave from Lima in Peru. And I come to the airport and I was going to check in. And I was in line and it was my turn. And I did give them my tickets. And she was working with it. And then she looked at me and said, "Well, you should have been here yesterday." Yesterday. No, I said, "I should be here today." No, you should have been here yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And it was the plane should go 4 minutes after 12 in the night.
Whoa.
And I was like 4 minutes over 12. Then you are there before 12 and it's 4 minutes over. But it was the night
Mm.
before I should have been there. This. And she
Yeah.
told me there is a lot of people that do the same mistake when they are travel on the night,
Uh-huh.
you know.
It's easily done. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually first I didn't understand what she meant. I mean, no, but I had a ticket. You have the ticket. I'm going home tonight. And I was like, I really couldn't understand what she said first.
Mhm.
Then I understood and I started to cry. And I cried
Mm.
and I cried because I saw, my God, I am in Peru, I am in Lima. Where the heck am I going now? And it was like spinning in head. That was really spinning in my head. And then I said, well, okay, I don't know what to do. Uh, I don't know where to go. I don't know when. And then she said, can you wait a minute? And she talked to a colleague and they tried to help me to get to Miami. But their boss said no. Otherwise, they would have helped me to come to Miami. So I could have traveled from Miami to Sweden. But it didn't go through. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. And they said, well, there is a hotel close to here. Maybe you can go there. Yeah, maybe I can do that because what I need right now is a computer. I need a computer so I can try to fix this.
Mhm.
And they said, well, go to that hotel so maybe they will help you. So shaky, crying, I did go to that hotel. And when I came outside the hotel, tried to not cry. And so I did go in through the door, and it was a concierge that stood there and looked at me and smiled and said, "Hi, what are you with?" And I started to cry again. And I said, well, I was going with my home to Sweden, but I was the wrong day. and I need to borrow a computer. And he said, okay, just breathe. We will fix this. So I take your luggage, you go down the stair, and when you're coming down the stair, there is a bar to the right. So you go there and you take a cup of coffee. In the corner to the left, when you're coming down the stair, there is computers that you can borrow. So you go and buy the coffee and then you go to the computer and then you can use it. So I ran to the bar, bought a cup of coffee, drink it, and you go to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to look up was where to go for the night because I understood I couldn't get a flight directly. So that was what I started with. And suddenly he came and he asked, what did you do with the coffee? Well, I did drink it. Well, I meant that you should buy the coffee and have it by the computer so it looked like you live here. Oh, well, I have to buy a new one then. So I did go and buy a new one, and then I did go back. And then I find a place that I maybe could live at for the night. And he came again. It was like he really take me under his wings. He checked me all the time because he saw that I really was upset. So he come and he asked me, have you find a place? Yes, here. And I showed him and he looked at me and he said, well, that is actually not a good place to be at. That is not the place for you to go to. And I know there is a lot of things that is happening to women or men also in Peru and Lima when you go out by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will try to find something else then. Yeah, do that. And it was very difficult to find something because I was in the airport. I don't know how Lima works. I mean, I haven't been there in that way. And after a while, he came back and he said, I have a suggestion for you. And I said, okay, well, you may be able to sleep in the relax room for $50 this night. And I thought, $50, that is what I have in my account. That's it. That is what I have. So I can do that. So I said, yes, I would like to do that. So he showed me because it was around 3 o'clock in the night and I was very tired,
Mm.
exhausted, upset, and everything, tense, all this. So I thought it is better that I go to bed, rest, and then I continue tomorrow to try to fix this in some way. And that was a luxury relax room. It was a luxury hotel, and I was in this luxury relax. And there was a lady that came and asked if I wanted to have a sauna or use the pool. And I was like, wow. And I said, okay, I can do the sauna. I thought, okay, be warm, make me relax. So I did that, and then I did go to bed. Then I wake up the next day and I thought, oh my God, how am I going to be able to catch money? So I did make a plan that I did make a post on Facebook if people maybe could order a tarot reading and pay me directly. And I tell them the story. I am in Peru. I can't come home. I don't have any money in my account. And if you can do this, I may be able to come home. And I did send it in a couple of hours. I had money for to buy a ticket in a
Wow.
couple of hours.
Wow.
Um, but I also did take a small break, did take a coffee, and I did go outside for to smoke, and smoking is sometimes really good because outside I met a man, and he started to talk to me, and he said, it seems like you are not okay. And of course I started to cry and tell my story. And he said, wow, that is a tricky one. Yes, I said it is a tricky one. But I have been able to get money for to buy a ticket from people in Sweden. So I am going to try to buy a ticket now. And then we did go inside again. And after a while, he came to me because he was going back to North America, I think he was from. And he came to me and he said, I would like to give you this. And he gave me a lot of money.
Wow.
So he gave me in Swedish money, it was 2,000 crowns, which is a lot. And I looked at him and I said, but I can't take that. Well, I think after the story you told me, I think you actually need this money. And I would love to give it to you. Really would love to give it to you. Well, okay, you can give me your mail and I will try to pay it back when I am home. Actually, I don't want you to pay back. I want you to have this money. And I was like, wow.
Mm.
Sometimes when people are nice, you don't know what to say.
There's
And you
so
get
many
so,
angels out there, right?
yes. So I did take the money and it was lucky for me because then I could eat. Then I continued to try to buy the ticket and I found one all the way home to Sweden through Miami and to Sweden for that money. And that is really cheap, I had to say. So I was going to pay that. And as I said before, I don't remember the whole story. But when I paid the ticket, when I put the button for to pay, the payment go through, but on the on the screen there was a notice, ticket not available. And I was like, ticket not available? No, the ticket cannot be not available. I paid for the ticket, but the ticket was not available. Someone had bought it just before me. So the ticket wasn't available and my money was gone.
Oh. You're being really tested there.
I was really tested.
Whoa.
And and then I don't remember because I did get money in some other way. I don't know how I did that because I was going to pay for a new ticket. And when I was going to pay, the card didn't work. So I had a ticket, but I didn't work. The card didn't work. So I connected a friend in Sweden and she helped me to buy a ticket. But the thing is, she could only buy a ticket from Peru to Miami for the same amount of money because my ticket was gone. So she bought another one. So I had a ticket from Peru to Miami.
Hmm.
And I had put I think I put all the money to her. So because of that, I didn't have any money left on my account. So I was like, okay, so in Miami, I can borrow another computer because the time was running out.
Hmm.
And then I can borrow a computer on the airport in Miami or something for to fix the ticket from Miami to Sweden. So I came to Miami And I couldn't borrow any computer in the airport. And the spirit world told me, you can't go away from the airport. Because I thought I can go away to a small city and try to borrow a
Hmm.
computer there. But when they do this, sometimes I know if there is a reason for why they tell me what they tell me. And I was really like,
Yeah.
you can't go away from the airport. Really like that. So I didn't go away from the airport, and I tried to borrow a computer. I did go in small stores, and ask, do you have a computer to borrow me? But no one had. So then I did go out again for to smoke. And there was a lady that was there, and I was crying because I was exhausted.
Mm, I bet.
And
Yeah.
she asked, "How are you?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I am trying to get myself home to Sweden, but I don't have any money." And I told her the story. And she said, but maybe Norwegian can help you anyway. And I said, I have asked if they could do that. But she followed me there and talked to them. And I mean, she speak English, I don't. And when I get upset, it's difficult to speak English, uh, to express yourself. But it didn't work out, so we did go out again. And then she started to say, but why don't you call your bank? Because I don't have a phone and it's so very expensive to call to Sweden. Well, she said, you can borrow my phone, but I don't know how it works. The only thing I have is the card. Well, but you do like this and this and this. So I think she was working with economy in some way because she knew really how to do this. So I called to the bank for to ask if they could lose the money earlier than 5 days.
Hmm.
But they couldn't do that. And we were sitting there, and suddenly she asked me, where do you buy your tickets? Usually on Momondo is the site that I buy my tickets. So she did go in there, and suddenly she bought me a ticket. She bought me a ticket.
Wow.
I was like, okay, then I really need to pay you back as soon as I can. I want to do that. And she looked at me and she said, well, actually, I don't want you to pay back. And I was like, what is this? And then she looked at me and she said, I think you are a person that have helped a lot of people, but you have not got so much back, you know? I
Wow.
can feel that in my heart that it is like that. So I really would like to give you this ticket.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, I will take that later when I get back to Sweden. Uh, and I said, because she had to send me all the arrangements by the tickets, I only get a number from her when she ordered it. So it was a lot of other stuff that was happening into this because when I was going on the plane, they didn't want let me go on because they didn't find my ticket. And I was like, but you have to find my ticket. It is this number. Well, we don't find it. And I was,
Oh
what
my
the fuck
goodness.
is this? What is happening? I was tired. So I did go outside, and there it was a man that was there, and I asked him, can I please borrow your phone? Because he was
Hmm.
working with his phone. I would really need to check up my mail if I have a number for my ticket because they won't give me the ticket in this number that I have. So I could borrow the phone of him and I could go in, and she had sent all the information, and also I had everything. So I did go in again, and this man followed me with the phone, so he also showed the information on the
Oh,
phone, and he didn't find my ticket anyway.
oh.
They didn't find my ticket. And this man that helped me, he worked on another
For another
brand.
airline or something, yeah. Uh-huh.
No, he was beside and was taking tickets from people. Yeah, I don't remember the name. And he said, "But you see here, she has a ticket. You should be able to help her." No, I can't do that.
Oh,
And he was like, "My God, what the fuck is the problem with you?" And then he said, because there was a lot of people behind me, and he said, "You have to go away from here now. Otherwise, I have to get the uh, guards to take you away." And the man that helped me was like, "But you should be able to help her." So he was also upset, and he had
mhm.
to go. So then another man came for to help me because they saw I was devastated. So this new man tried to help me too. So we did go away. Then I did go back. And suddenly he found my ticket. But this ticket had hide behind the ticket that I paid for that did go away. So I did get my
Ah,
ticket
okay.
and I could go home.
Phew. So you were really put through your your paces through that. I think I spoke when I was introducing this podcast about that sense, the adrenaline that runs through your body
Yeah,
and that all of the flight or fight and yet spirit puts us through those situations time and time again, right? But I mean, that was a couple of
yeah,
days. Yeah.
yeah. And people ask, how can you deal with it? And well, what should I do?
Mhm.
I mean, there's nothing else to do and try.
And that trusting that it was going to be resolved. You knew it was going to be resolved, even, but it didn't stop
Yeah,
you from going through everything that you felt.
yeah. And the last thing in this story, before I did go from Cusco in Peru to Lima, I asked a friend to check my ticket because I thought that it was something with the ticket. And I asked her to check. It is today or tomorrow I am leaving, right? And she also checked the ticket and said, yes, it is tomorrow. So I had it in me that it was something that wasn't right. But when standing there and checking in and they said you should have been here yesterday, was terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And we can have many reasons why that happens, but I feel essentially that I see that as our training, as
It is test because for me life is just a school.
yeah,
And when we are done here, and I also think that we learn all our life new things every day, actually. And when we are done here, we go home.
yeah.
So this is just a place for testing, learning to deal with happenings.
In in a lower density, right? In a physical human body.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing, amazing stories. I don't think, um, yeah, I've got a few stories myself, but not one that compares to that.
no, it was a big test, I can tell.
Yeah, I bet. So we just had a break. So we were just talking about the stories that Eleanor was sharing, how they our training and how we're always evolving through our spiritual path, and there's this training and then spirit will up the ante, or it's the next level, and so on, and though everything's a new experience, and that there can be that sense, well, though we try not to have an attachment to the outcome, there is that curiosity. It's like, well, where is this leading me? What is the outcome? And you understood that the purpose of your work was to clear those dents where the repressed energies of the feminine in certain places of the world. And this then has led you into a project called the Mother of the Mothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a song that I would like to share that Eleanor's recently recorded, um, which she channeled. So I'm going to just play, say about 20 or 30 seconds of it because it's very beautiful. So, okay, Eleanor, do you want to put yourself on mute just while I play it? We have very very simple equipment for this for this podcast. Okay. Mothers of the mothers, sisters and brothers, listen to the calling from Mother Earth. There we go. That's just so beautiful. You can unmute now. So would you like to share a bit about your Mother of the Mothers project, Eleanor?
I can do that. Mothers of the Mothers is something that has growing during a lot of years of my path. Since I started to walk the spirit path, I have done different things. And all these things that I have done and all this learning that I have going through have led me to do the project of Mothers of the Mothers. And it is about to feel. The beginning was I did fill myself with light and love beside a fire and do drumming. And when I did this work, it was from new moon to full moon. Every day I did this drumming and toning. And when I did this work, my light inside started to grow. And also when I was done with this energy that I have putting out in all these days had been going through and around the world like a blanket with light and love.
Mm.
So that is what it is about. And it's about feminine energies, of course, loving and caring. Um, and so the project is about to teach people how to do this. I have got fantastic tools from the spirit world that I use myself that have helped me, my body, and my voice a lot. So now I have been writing about this project. It is on my website if people are interested, and the song is there too.
Yes, and I'll be putting links in the description box below where you're either watching or listening to this.
Yeah. So this work I have done in several of years, but now I feel that I would like to have help from other people to do this together in
Mm.
togetherness. Because
Yeah,
when you do that, it gets so much stronger.
yeah. And I think this
I
time
mean,
of collaboration is really important, like us in Egypt, yeah? There's that sense of
yeah,
that coming together can create
yeah,
an exponential effect. So that's, multiplying beyond a normal mathematics, it becomes greater than the sum of the parts.
yeah. And it's also difficult with this to talk about light and love. Before I thought it was fluffy puffy stuff. But actually, today I know that it works. We can fill ourselves with light energy, and when we do that,
Okay, Eleanor, we're not here picking up your
the
voice.
love from Mother Earth and we had the Creator.
It's catching up.
So, do you hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know where I was.
We were talking about Fluffy Puffy and that the about the energy of the earth and the importance of love and light, that it's not as
I
fluffy
was
and
talking
puffy.
about the fluffy puffy and light and love, and yeah, and I know that actually today it is really working if we do our work. I mean, it is not like just sitting one day and just meditate or something and the light will come and you are in another world. It isn't like that. It is often hard work
Yes, I know
behind
when I first
all.
started meditating, I couldn't sit because as soon as I
Yeah,
sat and started meditating and got still enough, all my shit came up, right? It was
yeah, and
not peaceful.
when I started, I did it 1 year. In 1 year, I was like, okay, I was going to relax, and every time I was relaxing, I was get tensed and was like, wow, what is happening? Because I was on my way to lose the control. So I worked with it in 1 year, and I have something more that I actually would like to tell, and it is when choose to go the spirit path in early 80s.
Hmm.
The spirit world asked me to not go courses I shouldn't read. I had to go through things in my life for to learn what I actually work with today.
Yeah.
So I have listened to them the most time. I did go a course in tarot reading because my sister asked me because she was like she didn't want to go by herself and she asked Elinor, you that can do whatever, can't you go with me? Well, I don't have money, you know. Well, I pay for you if you do that. So that I did actually, but that's it. The rest of it I have picking up from my cell memories, old knowledge.
Yeah. And I feel that that's really important. Everyone has their own path, but so much of what's external to us is corrupted, you know.
Yeah,
So at some point, we need to return to that pure knowledge that we have within ourselves.
yeah. Well, I had to go through that all the way.
Yeah, amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for sharing your, or a little bit, very a little bit of your
yeah.
journey with us, Eleanor. And I really look forward and hopefully we'll collaborate more at some point and see. I'm enjoying to see how the Mothers of the Mothers project unfolds, and it's very important right now.
It
This
is.
work. Yeah.
It is.
Okay. I'll put
Thank you
I'll
for
put
having
all
me.
of thank you for agreeing. It's early days, so I really appreciate everyone contributing. It's bringing me a lot of confidence that it's confirming my guidance, right? Spirit says.
It does,
And
doesn't it?
so
Yeah.
we do it, right? Okay. Well, thank you very much. Um, Deep appreciation and thank you for sharing your stories.
You're welcome.